From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, January the 28th, 2021. The sale of F-35 jets from the United States to the United Arab Emirates, agreed to by the Trump administration after the signing of the Abraham Accords with the Emirates, normalizing ties with Israel, has been put on hold for now. The State Department said yesterday that they are temporarily pausing the implementation of some pending U.S. defense transfers and sales to allow incoming leadership an opportunity to review. New Secretary of State Antony Blinken told a press conference later that when it comes to arms sales, it is typical at the start of an administration to review any pending sales to make sure that what is being considered is something that advances our strategic objectives and advances our foreign policy. Hebrew media reports cite Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu saying that this will not impact relations between Israel and the UAE, saying it won't affect it. We've passed the point of no return. And staying with Blinken, the Secretary of State spoke over the phone yesterday with Israel's Foreign Minister Gabi Ashkenazi, the highest level contact yet between President Joe Biden's new administration and the Jewish state. The Foreign Ministry said that the two discussed expanding the circle of peace, the Iranian threat, and other issues, also agreeing to speak again and to meet in person once coronavirus restrictions allow. The U.S. ambassador to Lithuania shared his outrage over comments made by a senior lawmaker in the Seimas, Lithuania's parliament, who said that Jews were also perpetrators of the Holocaust. The remarks were made yesterday on International Holocaust Remembrance Day by Valdas Rakutis, who chairs the Parliament's Commission on Historical Memory. He said there was no shortage of Holocaust perpetrators among the Jews themselves, especially in the ghetto self-government structures. We need to name these people out loud, he said, and try not to have people like them again. Well, U.S. Envoy Robert Gilchrist, on the official account of the U.S. Embassy in Vilnius, tweeted, "It is shocking that on International Holocaust Remembrance Day of all days, a member of Seimas should espouse distortions regarding Holocaust collaborators in Lithuania and shamefully seek to accuse Jews of being the perpetrators," adding that today is a day to focus on remembering the past accurately so that Lithuania can understand its history truthfully. The U.S. State Department Special Envoy for Holocaust Issues, Sherry Daniels, tweeted that Gilchrist is exactly right, distorting the facts about the Holocaust, as one MP did today, demeans the living and disrespects the dead. Nazi Hunter and Simon Wiesenthal Center Jerusalem Office Director Ephraim Zuroff said that Rakutis has clearly demonstrated that he is totally unsuited to head the Seimas Committee on National Memory, unless lying about Lithuanian history is the main requirement for the post. Well, outrage once again over a court ruling in Pakistan to release the main suspect, as well as 3 other suspects who were convicted and then recently acquitted in the 2002 kidnapping and murder of Jewish Wall Street Journal reporter Daniel Pearl. Pakistan's Supreme Court ordered the suspects released today, though the local government where the suspects have been held could continue to refuse the orders. The American Jewish Committee called the ordered release an unfathomable affront to justice and human decency. And the lawyer for the Pearl family, Faisal Siddiqui, told Reuters that the Pearl family is in complete shock by the decision of the Supreme Court of Pakistan, saying that no amount of injustice will defeat our resolve to fight for justice for Daniel Pearl. Today is Tu B'Shvat, the 15th day of the Hebrew month of Shvat, the new year for the trees, and the State of Israel's official Twitter account shared a video today about the many species of trees that exist in the country, like olive, almond, and date trees, whose fruits are also eaten on the holiday. Also tweeting about its commitment to creating forest where there was none before. The olive tree, by the way, was the winner of the National Tree competition held by the Jewish National Fund, Karen Kayemet Israel, to mark the 120th anniversary of the Jewish organization. They polled the public to choose the tree that they believe best represents the state of Israel. Over the last 120 years, the KKL-JNF, which is Israel's Forest Service, has planted over 250 million trees across the country. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, January the 28th. At 7 o'clock, it's Talmud study. At 8, take an archaeological tour of the ancient Talmudic village of Korazaim, overlooking the Kinneret, the Sea of Galilee, and housing a famous 4th century synagogue in a production of the Women's Division of Israel Bonds. At 9, Mark Golub speaks with David Chudnow, who describes how his father Avram conceived and created a national park in the Sinai Desert, and with Professor Erez Ben Yosef, who talks about the remarkable finds at the park's copper mines, dating back to the Iron Age. At 10, cantors Natanel Hirschtick and Yaakov Stark present an inspiring cantorial concert, The Music Lives On, featuring classic melodies from pre-Holocaust Europe in honor of the March of the Living. That's from the Hampton Synagogue. And coming up next, Shachar Azani speaks with Lahav Harkov, who is senior contributing editor of the Jerusalem Post, who reports on and analyzes the Knesset and Israeli politics. Harkov discusses the political maneuverings as Israel approaches its next elections this March. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, January the 28th, 2021. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well, and Chag Sameach.